Turn left onto Gates Drive, then you will arrive at your destination.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the first episode of your favorite adventure of the series. For those who did not get to see the movie and are now just finding this, my name is Brent. My whole dream, goal, and aspiration is to become a filmmaker, so I made a movie based on my prior adventures, and now I'm going to start filming episodes. Some at places I've already been to, and in the future at places I haven't even visited yet. So today we're here at Beechwood State Park, which used to be a former Girl Scouts camp, and we're going to visit later in the day Chimney Bluffs. I think this will be like a two-part episode, and today is very special because it is April 8th and we have a solar eclipse today. Probably like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. The next one we won't see for like another 20 years. I don't even know if I'll be alive by that point. So today is a bunch of walking around. I'm bringing you, the viewer, along with me, and I am really excited to get the eclipse caught on camera, so stay tuned. Alright guys, I have my supplies. I got water, I got a flashlight, I got a med kit, I got a snack, and I did restock on my toilet paper, so I got that. And a brand new knife. For disclosure, this is for self-defense or survival use. For my younger viewers out there, this is not a toy. I doubt I'll need to use this, but you never know. So I'm gonna put this in my bag, just in case. Let's see, we are right here. Up here is like the old campground. Unfortunately, apart from that little rundown building over there in the weeds, they mostly tore down the old campground in here, which I figured out last January. Well, let's just say I wasn't too happy. I mean, I understand to a point that these buildings are old, rotted, you could be held liable in case somebody gets hurt, but that's what made this park so interesting in the first place. It still is, but just wasn't what it used to be. The old road down to the campground, and then over here is a little clearing for skiers. I mean, if we don't start getting more snow soon, it'll used to be a place for skiers to go. Dead trees. Have you ever watched any camp horror film or anything? This place has the aesthetic for it. Now, I've been here several times. I can only assume this used to be an old parking area for the camp, obviously. And if we go out here, that's like the smell of pine. We got like a little pathway out through here. plus old open area. So I would assume this was several spots, and I'm pretty sure there's another one beyond this tree line too. But yeah, where people used to park their cars and visit their kids. Oh, I just started to breathe heavy again. Did you hear that? One of the very few things left standing from the old camp. Birdhouse. I don't think there's anything up there though. Well, again, it's only 9 o'clock in the morning. They could still be sleeping. But when I came here a couple years ago, thankfully the buildings were still standing then. But what I plan on doing is filming where the buildings once stood, and then I'll give you like a picture representation of where, you know, they used to stand. Bunch of old junk, fence, all from the pool area. This is where the building for the pool used to stand. And then right here, this big lump, you can even see the square or the edges. This line that goes down through here and then kind of through here. This is where the pool used to sit. Looks like they buried it. Again, crying shame. The first piece of history that I spotted here was these old buildings. And I think I see a platform in the weeds. That's pretty much all that's left. Yeah. That's where the shower rooms used to be. See if I can get in through here. Yeah. Kind of a bummer. Kind of a bummer. Now, was I muttering very angry words to myself when I first discovered that they tore down most of the old camp? It's definitely springtime. Flowers are starting to bloom. Yeah, you'll find very little remnants, but right here, and then somewhere down there, I would assume would be like old observation tower, or not towers, decks. So you got the old posts through here. They completely butchered it and left whatever rotted pieces. Still, peaceful place to be. Start fresh. Yeah. It's always good to start fresh. But, I don't know. It was not what I would call starting fresh. I keep looking up towards the sun, hoping to spot the moon slowly making its way towards it. I don't see nothing yet. Then again, it's only 9:30 in the morning, so could be a ways off yet. There's some of the old little camp out buildings still standing. You got somebody in their tent, probably here for the eclipse. Now, one can only assume is when the building stood here. It was probably for like counselors, you know, genuinely any cabins that are pretty much big, I would assume, would be for the counselors. But then again, don't hold me to my word. You know, I could be wrong. Truth be told, I'm not even entirely positive this has been around, you know, because this camp opened up in 1929. Obviously, there were many additions up until its closure in the 90s, but I wouldn't assume these were here when the camp was active. This was probably put in after this was turned into a state park. I just noticed this old power line. There. Looks like a old water faucet over here too. Been here a few times and I'm still discovering things. Look how thick these woods are. More of those cabins. We got several people camping out. Good weekend for it too. You're probably asking, Brent, why are you walking out into the middle of the woods? I don't see anything. Well, that's because it's not here anymore. Now, when I first came here, there were several of these old lavatories, like really outdoorsy stuff. You could tell this was built in like 1929, but there wasn't any plumbing. It was like giant outhouses. Just a big room where all the stuff would go into. I don't know how they would clean it out. I would assume, since it was like the olden days, they would have to shovel all that crap out. Pretty sure this is where another bathroom sat, if I recall. Could be wrong. I wouldn't worry about that over there. That's private property. Yeah, they had all these little, and these looked older. Like, I mean, you know, same idea over there. They're just, you know, little makeshift tents, but made of wood. You had tarps that were caved in, beaten up. I'm wondering if those were like the first constructed when they built the state park, or it goes back into the camp days, and it would explain, you know, a lot of the deterioration. you could see a lot of the old foundations here. Right there, 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 there. It was a whole circle. I would assume. Yeah, got old pieces. I would assume, since it's concrete, how old does this concrete look? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine, I guess. Anybody want to go swinging? Not swimming, swinging. Now, I had to go back and do this entire shot again because I wasn't even recording. But anyway, this is literally the only building left standing. We're talking foundation, you know, structure, boards, nails, everything. This is pretty much the only thing left standing. Now, I've been here a few times, and the only thing I can even guess this was like the rec room, cafeteria, whatever you want to call it. I mean, we're talking 1929, so you know, it's about the size for the amount of people who were probably coming here at the time. You're on camera too there, pal. Definitely old. Or not, some of these have been like replaced and whatnot, but for the most part it's old. It is old. This old heater. Of course, you got people put in there. So cover that out. This is PG. Starting to cave in a little bit. They put a nice picnic table in here though. But yeah, I would assume this was for kids to like have lunch, get together, whatever, do crafts. I cannot tell if somebody was trying to have a fire right here. Look at that, it's going through the floor. So this whole camp is approximately 288 acres. Lake Ontario, it's in the town of Sodus. So when the camp obviously closed down, New York State Office of Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation, they took it over, turned it into a whole park. Now it is owned by the town of Sodus. Old foundation. And I just noticed this old doorway sitting here, so something obviously used to be right here too. A lot of broken glass around here, so I wouldn't recommend coming here in just your flip-flops. Yeah, they had a bathroom out here too. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful out here. Lake Ontario. You almost think it's the ocean, and it's just one big lake. This place keeps eroding back pretty much every single year because the ground is more or less, cannot remember which type of dirt or soil this is. And every year it's just going back further and further and further. I mean, there's old buildings out here. Look. That's a piece of foundation. Where are you? That's a piece of foundation. So, we're talking almost 100 years ago. The land went out pretty much that far. And look how much it's eroded. Eroded away. Trees just rotting away. It's nuts. This is really cool. The tree of memories. A lot of these carvings are old, made by people, mostly couples. There's some up there, like that one right there. This is more or less the area where everybody kind of just carves something into a tree for them. Well, looks like they repaired this old little trestle. It was old and broken, but yeah, neat. Neat. And up there is the used to be the old flagpole, and I would assume like they would gather around that at night or something for like, I don't know, camp tradition purposes. I don't know. I never went to camp. Old tire. Kind of random being out here. Old flagpole. These guys picked a very good spot to camp for the eclipse, but honestly this gives you a better bird's eye view of how far back the land has gone over the past century. Look at that. All the way out there, that's an old piece of foundation. And hopefully when we get to Chimney Bluffs, which is way over there, it's like a 20-minute drive from here, but we'll do more of the Eclipse stuff over here. But yeah, where kids would probably come and gather around the campfire and whatnot. Yeah, this is getting deeper. Before it was probably out to here, but look, had to be old pipes, old bathroom pipes or something, plumbing. Just goes down. I don't know if it even goes out into the water anymore. Can't see anything. I just saw an old face mask. So if you ever go out hiking, adventuring, whatever, be courteous with your trash. I know you've probably heard this a dozen times before, but just don't leave it out here. Come on, have some dignity. Literally one of the old bathrooms Only one of the few buildings again left standing, but yeah, that was their toilet. That was their toilet, and it just went down into a room, so I imagine this reeked. I mean, if I needed to, I'd use it. And this used to be I can't remember if it was an old cabin, bathroom, shower, but last time I was here, a tree collapsed on here, which you can tell is broken completely off. Walls are gone. Got your standard graffiti. Now, when I first came here, a lot of these were around. There's some over there too. Old foundation posts, I would assume. I don't know. I don't know what it used to be. They're like little mini cabins or something for the kids. I could be wrong. Now, yeah, there used to be a building. Foundation used to sit right here. But, wow, this is going to be gone in maybe a year or so, because in just 2 years, look how much is caved off. Because this used to go out a little bit farther, at least when I was here. Yeah, that's scary. A lot of that fell. I probably shouldn't be standing right here, but this will probably be gone. Nothing you can really do about it. Got a hat, random hat sitting there. Alright guys, I'm trying to be as safe as I possibly can. This tree's gonna go. That's all its roots sticking out right there. Not gonna push my luck. Got an old little foundation right here. Can't remember what that was for. Can't remember if I have a picture or not of it. Beautiful piece of land. Taking it all now. It's gonna gradually disappear over time. This pavilion over here, that's brand spanking new. And the ground keeps moving back, so absolutely not. Another cool thing about going on all these adventures is you meet some really interesting people. Cool people. So the plan is, it's almost 11. Want to film a little bit more around here. And then we'll make our way over to Chimney Bluffs. Chimney Bluffs, fun fact, is the first adventure I ever took. First hike? No. First adventure? Yes. Woke up one day in January and thought, you know what? I want to go see something new. And I did. And here, Beechwood is actually my second. So I think it was only fitting to have the first 2 episodes begin here. Now, one of the old cabins that used to be here burnt down. And this was before I even came here and I discovered it. But look, that old, got half a burnt tree. I mean, they cleaned it up, but for the longest time has just sat here. I mean, I can't believe somebody would start a fire. That tree is burnt. That tree right there, side of it, that one's kind of blackened. Let's see, got some black here. They're doing a dance thing. Trying to spot the moon. Figured it'd be a good distance away, but I don't know. Screaming down on your face. Been into Coldplay a lot recently. I just noticed this. I mean, never noticed this before. I mean, this must have been just completely overgrown to the point where I couldn't even see it. Because like I said, they did a lot of work up here. I would assume, since this cabin was all the way up here, this would be like the counselor's cabin, or maybe like the groundsman or something. Not much is left apart from some old rock foundation. I honestly have no idea what this could have been. It's basically in a giant T shape. Could be for a mechanic shop, because I don't see evidence of an old mechanic shop anywhere around here, so I would assume this would be it. Or maybe a large cafeteria, maybe just another big building for counselors or campers or something. I don't know. Maybe I could find some old photos of what this looks like, or what it did look like. Before we left, I wanted to get a good shot of this walking trail, just because, I mean, look at it. It's really cool. Very muddy, but very cool. Okay, it is, I believe it's 11:15. 11:09, close enough. Alright, so I think we're gonna make our way back to the, get away from your face, Brent. I think we're gonna make our way back to the car, and then see if we can get into Chimney Bluffs, hopefully. And then that's, as long as we can find a parking spot and we can set up, do what we need to do, I'll be good. Well, everyone, thank you for joining me on our very first episode down to still neat park, if a little bit of underwhelming old camp, but hey, it's still, I would recommend coming out here and having a nice little walk around. You'll still find bits and old fragments of the camp around.
Hi there.
Hi, how are ya?
Doing well, you?
Beauty day. Last, I think it was last August. They were riding around on horses through here. Keeping an eye on everybody. But, alright guys, let's go to Chimney Bluffs. Nothing yet.